Welcome to The Explainer. For the last 2 decades or so, software as a service, SaaS, has practically been the undisputed king of the business world. It was born from the rise of cloud computing, brought in those predictable subscription models, and boom, it turned into a trillion-dollar empire. Companies could simply rent software over the internet, fueling this unprecedented global growth. But what happens when the very foundation of that massive empire starts to crack? Today, we're diving into a massive, honestly inevitable disruption that is barreling straight toward the global software industry. Let's get into it.
So, what if the software industry is about to face its biggest disruption ever? We're talking about those massive CRM systems, the incredibly complex HR platforms, and the multi-layered marketing hubs that companies literally pour billions into every single year. They seem completely untouchable, right? They're deeply ingrained into the daily operations of millions of businesses worldwide. But the truth is, they're fundamentally vulnerable.
And what if a single AI tool could replace 10 different SaaS subscriptions? Just think about your own tech stack right now. Let's be honest, it's probably cluttered, it's expensive, and it constantly forces humans to manually bridge the gaps between all these isolated silos. But, fueled by large language models and generative AI, we're stepping into a staggering new reality: the consolidation of these disjointed, clunky tools into single, autonomous AI agents capable of totally unprecedented workflow automation.
Section 1. The SaaS Boom and the AI Shift.
To really understand where we're headed, we've got to look at how value actually gets delivered. Notice the contrast here. Over on the left, traditional SaaS thrived on predictable per-seat pricing, basically selling tools to humans. Think about a platform charging, say, $115 a month for every single support agent who needs a login. But look over on the right. The AI era totally flips this into service as a software. Here, the software isn't just the tool anymore, it's the actual labor. AI-native companies are shifting to outcome-based usage pricing. You aren't paying for the seat, you're paying for the successful resolution of a task, powered by advanced computing. It feels fundamentally different because you're literally buying results, not just software.
Take a look at the technical shift happening under the hood. On the left, you've got the traditional operating system. It's a legacy graphical user interface where humans physically have to click through isolated application silos. But on the right, that is the proposed Agent OS. Instead of clicking through a bunch of windows, you use a unified conversational interface. You simply tell the system what you want in natural language, and this agent core orchestrates multiple AI agents to execute the entire workflow autonomously in the background. It's an absolute architectural redesign.
Section 2. Real examples happening today.
Because this isn't just theoretical research anymore. 1,200. That is the staggering number of different SaaS tools that European fintech giant Klarna recently shut down. And we're not talking about small utility apps here. They ripped out industry titans like Salesforce and Workday. Why on earth would they do that? Well, to shatter data silos and build a custom AI-driven internal tech stack. They recognized that buying off-the-shelf software was just creating unnecessary friction, so they leveraged artificial intelligence to construct exactly what they needed entirely in-house.
And honestly, the results are a total wake-up call to the industry. Klarna deployed an AI customer service assistant that autonomously handled the equivalent work of 700 full-time human agents. Get this, in its first month alone, it managed 2.3 million conversations. It plummeted the average resolution time from 11 minutes all the way down to just 2 minutes. That provides vastly faster execution and a drastically better user experience, all while maintaining the exact same customer satisfaction scores. Operational costs drop, while efficiency absolutely skyrockets.
This existential threat is perfectly captured by Klarna's CEO, who said the cost of creating software is going down to zero. And wow, the true disruption here is the death of switching costs. Think about it. When an AI agent can read your database, migrate your CRM, and instantly generate disposable software to solve a specific problem, the defensive moats that those legacy SaaS empires relied on, they just evaporate. Customer lock-in completely disappears when new software can literally be spun up in seconds.
Section 3. The battlefield. Who wins and who loses? So, in this new agentic world, who actually survives? Check out this recent API report card grading platforms on their agent readiness. Salesforce seems to adapt pretty well, scoring a 9 out of 10. But look below that. Platforms built strictly for human-first interfaces are dangerously exposed here. Marketo and Gainsight score a mere 4 out of 10. Workday is sitting at 42 out of 100. And why is that? It's because an AI agent will burn through their API limits in a matter of minutes trying to execute complex workflows. The visual screen a human logs into is completely irrelevant to an AI. Having a robust API is literally the new ultimate survival metric.
And because of this API bottleneck, entire software categories are facing an immediate threat right now. Customer support platforms are being replaced by conversational agents that instantly know your whole user history. Marketing automation and content creation tools, they're being bypassed by models that can generate hyper-personalized copy at massive scale. Even deep research tools, data analytics, and routine productivity applications are highly vulnerable. Basically, if your software simply moves data from point A to point B for a human to interpret, an AI agent can do it faster, with lower operational costs, and without that hefty monthly subscription fee.
Section 4. Why SaaS won't disappear completely.
Now, to be fair, skeptics rightly point out that the entire SaaS industry isn't just going to vanish overnight. Enterprise IT is incredibly complex, and the incumbent giants are definitely fighting back. They're releasing their own AI-first products like Salesforce's Agentforce, embedding autonomous agents directly into their core offerings. Plus, experts predict that hybrid SaaS models will survive simply because massive corporations require strict regulatory compliance, deep enterprise security protocols, and legacy systems of record that just can't be replaced overnight. The underlying foundation might stick around, sure, but the interface layer sitting right above it is absolutely shifting.
Section 5. The New Horizon. Startups, Jobs, and the Future.
Let's zoom out and look at the broader macroeconomic picture. Right at the core of this future is what we call the agent kernel. Instead of buying a bloated, expensive SaaS platform, founders are going to use systems exactly like this. It parses human intent and uses skill modules to dynamically generate disposable software. We're talking lightweight, purpose-built code that's created instantly and then just discarded when the need changes. This drastically lowers the barriers to entry, allowing startups to achieve much faster product development. Smaller, leaner teams are going to be able to build significantly bigger businesses without carrying all that heavy software overhead.
Now, the impact this has on jobs is paradoxical, but totally fascinating. By automating routine coding and execution, we actually increase the demand for high-level human expertise. Take UX design, for example. Because AI makes generating and iterating on software incredibly cheap, the number of UX professionals is projected to skyrocket from 3 million today to 10 million in the next decade. The premium shifts away from manual execution and moves heavily toward human strategy, empathy, and deep connection. We are basically entering a future filled with entirely new AI-related careers.
But as you can imagine, this unprecedented speed brings a really dangerous new enterprise risk: shadow AI agents. Right now, 88% of businesses use AI, and often that's without formal IT oversight. A shadow AI agent isn't just your basic chatbot. It is a persistent, autonomous business system holding highly sensitive credentials, pulling data, and executing multi-step workflows across a multi-cloud environment. If these autonomous actors remain unchecked, they become a massive security and compliance blind spot for the modern enterprise. It's a real issue.
Section 6. Final takeaway: the speed of adaptation.
So, we've covered the architectural shifts, the massive cost savings, and those scaring new risks. So, what is the ultimate transformation here? Well, here is your core takeaway. AI isn't just improving software. It may be changing what software fundamentally is. We are rapidly transitioning from a world where we purchase static, passive tools to a world where we essentially just hire autonomous digital labor.
And this reality forces a pretty harsh truth onto the market. The companies that actually survive this AI revolution won't necessarily be the biggest ones with the largest legacy footprints. They'll be the ones that adapt the fastest. Extreme agility is the new ultimate survival mechanism.
Because, honestly, the question isn't whether AI will change SaaS. That technology is already here. The real question you need to be asking yourself right now is, how quickly is it going to happen to your industry? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, stay adaptable, and I'll see you next time.